And there you have it. Red Prison. We're going to be bringing Karn, the Great Creator, back. We got a little bit of an interesting spicy, not so spicy. Some of the stuff that we're learning recently with the list, we're going to be applying to this. So what's that? Well, let's talk about that. What is that? Zale, you're watching that latest upload. Fear not, Casey is here. So, what are we learning? One thing we are learning recently is that Kiran and Seasoned Pyromancer are both relatively good, being that they create multiple threats. And a lot of things out there are definitely doing the whole multiple threats are a problem because it's spot removal. Now, of course, the last time I talked about this, we ran into exactly a board wipe, and we'll just not do that again. What else is doing well? Actually, Rabblemaster's been doing pretty okay. And I'm a little surprised by this. I think with that spot removal, that Rabblemaster wouldn't be as good. But it seems to be doing okay. And so I want to test this a little bit and kind of bring us a little bit closer back to that Pyro Prison back when Karn was spoiled. We were transitioning off of the Chandra, Kiran, and Rabblemaster into things like Karn the Great Creator and Seasoned Pyromancer. We had a bunch of abrades. We were just coming off of that as well. So, with that, this is my thought. Now, we do have 61 cards, so we get to make a cut. And I kind of like coming into this with 1 to 2 cuts at times. We might start doing that every now and then so that we can talk about why we cut things. Now, sideboard. We have Tormod's Crypt here because there are some graveyard decks that are a problem, and we want this to be accessible by Karn the Great Creator. We have Grafdigger's Cage because of the combo that's been happening recently with Oops All Spells. We have a few Torp Orbs, and I think Torp Orbs is one of those honorary lock pieces, and I firmly believe that, and we're going to go ahead and honor that. Spyglass is in here. Just a solid card for us. Liquid Metal Coating because of the Karn, and an Ensnaring Bridge. Now, what is kind of interesting is we have the Eidolons in here to be aggressive. So, taking that extra damage for our opponents when we have to rush them. Excuse me. We have a Walking Ballista, which is kind of a win condition behind the bridge. Interesting removal and deals with protection from red things. You'll notice I also have Kozilek's Return. I'm choosing 2 damage over 3 damage, but mainly because we're seeing a lot of taxes. And taxes are X1, X2 creatures mostly, but they're also the most likely to have more protection from red creatures as well. I see a question about Shatter Skull smashing, or really the Hammer Pass is the side that we would be most interested in most of the time. To me, I don't think that's a very good idea. I think because we've dropped Maze Mine Tome from this one, I've never really gotten too much value out of the card. We're already a little bit lighter on land drops, considering that I have 8 4-drops. Some people would make this argument that we need to bump this to 22 and not have so many rituals. This argument can go back and forth. Realistically, we're trying to hit one of these in order to pump out this. Now, hit one of these to pump out our value. Darksteel Citadel is a consideration in this build just because we have so many 4-drops, and if we ramp out Karn, we do want to hit those land drops. But it's not something I think I'm going to play here. But if we do have mana problems, we'll just consider that just something as a check in the box. Now, I've got to make one cut, and I had a Pyretic Ritual out initially. I think I want to bring the Pyretic Ritual back in, and I think I'm going to drop like an Abrade or a Seasoned Pyromancer. Tempted to go ahead and just drop the Seasoned Pyromancer. I could also drop 1 Chandra, but I think I want to go to 2/2. I did bring in a 4th Karn as well, but I think Karn is going to be well suited in this list, so I want to keep that. One thing we could do is drop 1 Blood Moon. We've almost never done that, but it would be interesting to do this with the idea that Blood Moon doesn't always do what it needs to in terms of shutting down our opponents. I don't think I'm going to try that this time. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with that Seasoned Pyromancer and take that out. But I think these are options that you have for the Red Prison list. With that, I think it's time to play some Magic. So let's go. Let's go play some Magic. It's a casual Friday F&M here on the stream. Gonna be playing probably 2 lists this evening. And hopefully people will enjoy it. A lot more Red Prison right now. We're hitting up that Thanksgiving week. Fingers crossed. This next week coming up may be difficult for us to stream every day. For work, we're on call. That means I can be called at any point. And this previous team's on-call was really rough. So, could be a problem. We'll try to get in as many videos as we can. Definitely wanted to continue our uploads once a day if we're able to. We'll try to get that all set up this weekend. Red Prison, though, lots of it. Red decks in general. Let's play first. Okay. 1 lander. We got the 4-drop. We've got the Chalice of the Void that we could place on 1. If I do the Chalice of the Void on 1 here, it could be great. We could be playing against Burn. We could be playing against maybe a Lurrus deck, although Lurrus is not declared. We could be against a Death Shadow deck, and that would be excellent. If we're against pretty much anything else, this Chalice on 1 and not being able to get to a 2 or 3 drop pretty quickly, that could be a problem. I think as much as I'd love to go ahead and do this combination, I think this is worth a mulligan, because I would rather 2 of these be lands. So let's take our mulligan. This is phenomenally much better, and I think I can keep this and get rid of a Karn because I only have 2 other Seasoned Pyromancers. This gives me Blood Moon or Bridge or Seasoned Pyromancer on turn 2. Now if my opponent takes Desperate Ritual, well, and then we get there. Oh, Street Wraith. Speaking of being able to put Chalice on 1. Now, they could Gurmag Angler me. That's always an option. This is going to be a turn 1 Thoughtseize, it appears. Should have kept that first hand, right? Alright, they're going to take Blood Moon here, because if not, they're going to be locked out of the game. They could take a Desperate Ritual, although that risks me finding another Ritual here. Should be Blood Moon. I should be able to go ahead and probably put this bridge down and hide behind it. Seasoned Pyromancer is a bit safer in the future from things like Stubborn Denial. Got to get back to our roots here with Red Prison. I was told... Oh, they took the Desperate Ritual. Give me a Ritual off the top. That's not a Ritual. All right. Go ahead, opponent. Well played. That was a very risky move, in my opinion. Very risky. That could have ended real bad for them. I suppose they're thinking the next card that they draw here... they can get like a Death Shadow down and then have the Stubborn Denial to block. Okay, so we could get some chump blockers here. I do lose 2 of my cards if I do that. If I'm able to stick a Blood Moon, I'm in pretty good shape. I could also attempt to do an Abrade here, because Stubborn Denial is at 4 and above, I believe. I'm almost tempted to go ahead and attempt to Abrade this. Make them use that Street Wraith or something else that they have. This just gets rid of the creature, and then I get my, get to pay for Stubborn Denial. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. And we killed Death Shadow. Pretty happy with that. Very happy, in fact. Very, very happy. Alright, Polluted Delta here. They can go fetch a basic. I think they should consider maybe doing that. Might be fighting a Gurmag Angler here. Definitely something we can beat. Yeah, it's the Ferocious. Blood Crypt shocks in. Plays a Death Shadow. Follows this with a Death Shadow. And now we have Watery Grave open here. And Watery Grave has got the Stubborn Denial, no doubt. So, we definitely would love to have this bridge down. I'm wondering if I'm just supposed to take 2 new cards here without putting the land. Or if I wait on the land. I probably put the land here because if they don't have Temur Battle Rage and we see one right here, then we can possibly just chump out for a while until I can maybe get like 2 bridges down in a row. Ooh, converting those to 2 lands is not ideal. Alright. Well, I get to do the Stubborn Denial. Or, sorry, the block with Seasoned Pyromancer here. We'll definitely chump. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I do have a bunch of Raminot Ruins. It'd be funny to attack here, put them to 6. This would be 14. What if we play this next turn like we're going to block and don't block and then attack them for potentially oh, no. Polluted Delta changes that. Because they can do a fetch shock here, right? Fetch, 5, shock. Fetch shock puts them to a little too low, I think. What if I block 1? Fetch shock would put them to a 10-10 and then Temur Battle Rage. Temur Battle Rage is killing me anyway, so let's do a singleton block here. Chump here, and they just fetch shock, and then Temur Battle Rage is pretty much killing me. Alright, they have the Temur Battle Rage and do 10 to it, or 20 to us. If I'm blocking here, they do 19 anyway, so it doesn't matter. The idea here was if they didn't have this and attack twice, if they have 1 creature, I can attack in possibly around. Anyway, our Chalice on 1 would have pretty much won that game, but you know, sometimes you just gotta accept that you were going to not have that. Alright, so bridge in. Let's get rid of the Karns. Let's get rid of... Get rid of 1 Desperate Ritual. So Eidolons and Ensnaring Bridge are coming in. Karns, and I'm going to take 1 Ritual out and try to be just really fast. What's up, Last God? How's it going? How goes it, Last God? But yeah, if we would have kept the Chalice on 1, easy first game. All good though. All good. Alright, we have Eidolon, Bridge, Seasoned Pyromancer, no Chalice. But this is a relatively interesting combination of cards here. Karn's back. We're trying to bring Karn back. We threw him to the sideboard already. I like the Eidolon here. I don't like kind of the rest of this hand. You mull because it doesn't stop, but we could get bridge out faster. I guess I'll mull. This is a terrible hand against Shadow. We'll mull again. We will mull again. Pretty fast mull there. Alright, well, I'll keep this. I'm going to get rid of Scavenger Grounds. Going to get rid of a land here. It's not a very fast hand, unfortunately. We're getting rid of a land here because I want to be threatening a couple different 3-drops. Bridge was fine against Shadow. We're kind of assuming my opponent's got something like a Thoughtseize immediately. I like a Simian Spirit Guide off the top. Watery Grave here. Shock this in. Immediately Thoughtseize. They'll take Chalice here. Simian Spirit Guide or Ritual, please. We'll take one of those. Bobble Trigger. Thank you. I will go ahead and Blood Moon them. We have time for Rabble Master. Blood Moon's more impactful here. Mull forever, mull to 1 and win. Alright, looking good here. And we have the 3-drop if I can find another land. Couple fancy mountains for my opponent. We hit the land. Alright, if they have Bolt, they're good, but if they don't, we got them in 3 turns. What's Shadow gonna do? Win the game? Win the game. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna be on the draw. Any changes? We're on the draw, makes me sort of want the ritual back. Sort of don't care about the ritual as well. Let's look at our creatures here. I could maybe take 1 Abrade out for a ritual. Like I said, the Abrade's gonna be like hit or miss if it's gonna really work for us. I think I'm good with everything else here. We could have a Walking Ballista main over 1 more Abrade. I like that. Alright. Nice mountains. Well, they did the fetch, the shock. They didn't go for basic, so that is what they did. Well, we have turn 1 everything. We'll just keep this. Turn 1 everything. This is why we are here. Fetch shock, all that good stuff. Yep. Don't get that basic. You wouldn't do that. Watery Grave, fetch shock. Shows the Thoughtseize. No Thoughtseize. Alright, well. Let's see if they counter this. They might wait for the next card here, and I'm going to Ritual again in Blood Moon. This should be Stubborn Denial. Don't let that go. We're going to play around Stubborn Denial here. Uh-oh. Just don't be Spell Pierce. They normally have Stubborn Denial. They float blue here. Cool. Got him. Got him. Oh, they let it go. The dangerousness of it. Nile Spellbomb here. That's a cool artifact. Go ahead, opponent. I might hold Seasoned Pyromancer for exactly 1 turn. Just to see if I can get an extra card and either play Chandra or extra land. Well, we gotta find the land first. We don't find the land. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's nothing better than blood mooning someone's expeditions in paper. They're very pretty, aren't they, at that point? We're gonna just go back and forth here a little bit. Opponent's moving to discard. We play around the Stubborn Denial here. We are lacking our 3rd land. I can now easily Seasoned Pyromancer. We'll get to them eventually. Alright, Seasoned Pyromancer off the Simian Spirit Guide. This is a pretty easy Chandra and Blood Moon out here. Might be doing it again. Polluted Delta. No lands. Awkward. 4 damage in, though. Looking for 1 more land. We'll play another Seasoned Pyromancer, getting rid of Anger and Pia Kiran Nalar. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Seasoned Pyromancer, getting rid of Pia and Anger. We do hit our Chalice, which is looking really good now. In for damage, in for damage, in for damage. We should have this one locked up. We are wide enough here, unless they have Anger, which if they do, we'll get Chandra Torch of Defiance down. And that's how we lock them out. That's how we lock them out. So, 1 key note there, and Death Shadow will do this from time to time. You go Ritual, and your opponent's going to be like, psh, I'll get the next card. And then if you can play around in any fashion, Stubborn Denial, do it. It's not worth it to Ritual and attempt something even bigger. It's worth it to play around. What's up, Nydia? 2-1, starting it out. That was R-rated. that was getting rewarded for mulliganing when you're supposed to, game 1. When you have the 1-lander and the Chalice, and you could have put it on 1 and hosed your opponent, but you did the right thing. You ended up losing, and the deck paid you off game 2 and game 3. Woo! And that's why we play Red Prison, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. That is why. Let's play first. There's a reason I don't ever go 5-0. Stuff like this. Turn 1 moon, snap, keep. Do I? Oh, I want to so bad. Oh, this is the, we'll be against red prowess or something like that. And it won't matter. And my opponent's going to smash us. And we're going to go 4-1. And this is going to be exactly why. Let's go. Force me, opponent. Let the memes be dreams. Ah, they mulligan to 6. That or they're going to be Tron and they're just going to naturally draw up to 7 lands. That's what's going to happen here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here's our leading turn. Maybe they'll concede before the Blood Moon hits. Thinking I was oops all spells. Wait, turn 1 bridge, it's better? Oh! Oh no! Land me. Gonna need a land. Oh! Off the top. They know that was off the top too. Flooded Strand, Snow-Covered Forest. Land me. I need some help. It's not really a land. It's a mana source though. See how much green matters in their list. Uh-oh. It matters enough. I'm not going to try to throw Blood Moon or Bridge down. I'm going to try to get Karn. Oh, 4 mana monkeys. Yeah, it's true. All in the top 10. We stacked the list. Kind of don't know what they are. This discard. Ooh, path. Land. Ugh, that's Karn. Another land, please. This is the epitome of magic. We have a path, Flooded Strand, Snow-Covered Forest. My opponent kept a 2-lander and has not put a Arbor Elf or anything like that out. 1, 2, 3. We'll attempt Karn, the greatest of creators. Down taking for Liquid Metal Coating. I don't think they have a bolt. Can't really tell if they would or not. It would tell us some more information, that's for sure. Liquid Metal Coating to get rid of that forest. Go ahead, opponent. Bolt there, I see. Bolt, I see. Oh, Ren in 6. Okay. It's a thing. The thingamabob. Land me? I have spyglasses. Alright. We'll just slap down in a braid. We got this Ren in 6 to deal with at some point. That wasn't in their hand, by the way. They played that so much later. Alright, Liquid Metal Coating. Go ahead, opponent. Coating, then abrade it? We'll get there. We'll get there. I was trying to get more like Karn there and stuff, but we'll get there now. Because we're just going to not top deck a land. It's a ritual effect. Let's go to their turn on the off chance they have force and are playing, you know, money pile. Yeah, that Field of the Dead just told us everything. My opponent thinks they're going to win this game. Cycles a Triome to pick up. I should have, in response, killed this. We are playing slightly bad. We'll fix this. We'll fix this. Quick kill it. Yep. You're right. We should have killed it. We gave them hope. Sometimes playing a little bit bad gives your opponent a touch of hope. And with that touch of hope, you smash it. Cryptic. Ritual Karn. Get rid of the green source. Are we playing Magic yet? False sense of security. Exactly. Though I like that play, by the way. Put that one in your little got blood moon out triome cycle, pick it back up. It's a nice little interaction there. Alright. So we probably have Cat Combo, Omnath, Euros, multiple problem cards for us to deal with. To me, I would try to be more aggressive with Eidolons here. I think that's what we want to do, and we just cut the chalices. We have this aggressive plan of Rabblemaster's, Eidolons, and then just maybe evasion or digging power. And then we do have to kind of keep the bridges in because they do have some nasty things that could attack us. I think this is probably the line of play, trying to sneak under them. Need a crypt in a cage? I don't need a crypt in a cage. I can get the crypt and the cage off Karn. I don't think I need one main deck. I think I want to be more aggressive. Playing a crypt, obviously we could put that on curve, but to me I'm going to be probably ritualing out like Rabblemaster or something else. That's my gut feeling, at least. Let's mulligan this. Oh, look. Get rid of a ritual spell. And let's see how fast this hurts them. They had Path, so they're going to just help me out here, right? Misty Rainforest. What a silly card. Oh. Oh. I said be aggressive. I think being aggressive is smarter here. I really do. I know someone's going to be like, you should play Karn, but I don't have a 2-drop here. I'm going all the way here with 2 Eidolons. Karn is just a bait here. Karn's just like, huh, you want to play me. Nope, I want to play 2 Eidolons. Good luck, opponent. Breeding pool, no Path. It's good for us. If they cantrip or do anything here, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them. See that Ren in 6 now. Let's see that Ren in 6 now. If they make red mana, they're probably fetching and shocking because they're 4 colors. It's Hallowed Fountain, shocks in. 16. Down to 12? I'm not playing anything. I'm attacking you, opponent. I don't care about Snapcaster. I don't care about Path. We're just going in for damage. They'll Path. They'll Purge. Purge is rough. Purge is a bit rough for us, but they're at 10. Let's see what we can do. Euro only gains them 1 if they play that this next turn. It gains them 0 if they have to fetch for a basic, because they'll take a damage plus the 2 here. Would I recommend the Rakdos mid-range deck? Actually, yes. It's a pretty solid little deck. Getting in for damage. Go ahead, opponent. You're at 8. 7 if you fetch. Growth Spirals, they're at 6. Plays land. Assume they miss land. Fetch. They're at 5. Whoa. Okay. We have a basic. Omnath. And we're not fast enough. Turn 4. Ooh. Alright. Well, we're going to pass here. No real reason to attack in, unfortunately. Need them to miss lands. Ran in 6. This is kind of interesting. They take 2, but then they gain 4. Back up to 7. The Eidolons were the right play. Took us a while to find that second land. They will not attack. We'll pass turn. We're probably too far behind now. Every fetch Every land that's brought in by Renin 6 is gaining them 4. And undoing everything that our Eidolon has done. We need, like, Rampaging Ferocidon or Tybalt. Alright, they're back up to 14. I will attempt to play, like, a Chandra here to kill Omnath. But my opponent's mana base is wide open here. I don't think down ticking a kill here is going to even happen. Opponent has plenty of mana this turn. This deck is hard to beat? Yep. There's Big Teferi. Tux. Our Eidolon. Now they can play Euro freely here. They gain another 3. At this point, I can probably concede. There's too much life gain here. They have an active run in 6. I'm at 3. Mystic Sanctuary to pick up Growth Spiral if they want to or not. And I'm at 10 now. They're at 16. We had them down to 3. Clearly, we need to be playing Punisher. I will attempt to kill this, but if they stop this, they pretty much win. Not to mention I'm not getting rid of Euro. I'm having to kill this. They have the counter, and we'll concede. It's hard to beat a pile of money. Alright, once again, I think we're in a good spot here of being the more aggressive deck, and I'm going to go ahead and just submit with no changes. Being on the play will matter. How surprising in our society. Oof. Going deep. Going deep there. Fifin, do you have any questions about the Rakdos mid-range deck? Play some jank? You see what the second list is for tonight, right? Yorian Prison? Are there any ooh. No, that wouldn't work. Are there any prison effects that I want to flicker? I don't know. Let's play first. Ritualing out a bridge is definitely not the move here. You can't be passive against this opponent. You've got to find a lock piece that's better than that. We have a turn 2 Rabblemaster. A little bit more intriguing here. So turn 2 Rabblemaster. Now I can't always ask for the turn 1 like Blood Moons and Rabble-Masters, but a turn 2 is kind of interesting. This probably doesn't win us the game, though, unfortunately. As hard as that is to say. I'm going to keep, and I'm going to rip an Eidolon off the top. Just going to rip the Eidolon off the top, no problem here. We have 2 deserts. This kind of interests me because there's some longevity against a Euro. Skipping our next combat phase, that's what we're doing. Extra land was not what we wanted to see. We need to see action. Rabblemaster here. Combat and attack. Now, we did see Celestial Purge. We've seen Path as well, so I'm not going to be totally surprised if I see either of these for this Rabblemaster. We'll be lining up probably Scavenger Grounds next, so that we can interact with a Euro when played the following turn. Misty Rainforest, giving us the turn back. Begin combat. Alright, we've entered combat. They wouldn't allow that to happen, I don't think. I'm going to go ahead and just leave myself open here to using Scavenger Grounds. The idea here is if they do in this next turn play Euro, I'm happy to probably just fire off Scavenger Grounds. Opponent Growth Spirals here. We have a Hallowed Fountain. Alright. We're approaching 4 mana. The Scalding Tarn. Fetching. We're at 10. Here comes Omnath. There's Omnath. Alright. Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's go combat first. I don't think they're going to trade with Rabblemaster. They'll block over here and take 7, go to 3. One, two, three. Let's do Seasoned Pyromancer, get rid of Bridge and Mountain. Play our land and pass turn. Anger and Simian Spirit Guide. The only reason we have Anger in here is there's really not a whole lot from our sideboard that we want. Opponent bolts Rabblemaster. Okay. We have a bit of a hidden Ramming Out Ruins next turn. We'll see if they have the land drop they need. Otherwise, I'm going to attack around this and at least get 1 point in, I hope. That's the idea here. They're not playing a land, so they're trying to interact with me. There's a Teferi. This isn't enough. This isn't enough, opponent. Going up there is definitely not enough. Breeding Pool. All right. We game 4, go back to 7. Gemstone Caverns. I can get them to 4 here. Looks like I'm just going to have to attack, unfortunately. Not a whole lot to do here. That gain of 4 here by getting their land drop is huge. They block Seasoned Pyromancer, I presume. We have them at 4. I just have to see what this next turn looks like here. I'm hoping for no fetch land. I could anger. Oh. I suppose I could have. If I anger there, then I have 2 Ramming Out activations. Them having a Wrenn and 6 is really good here. They gain 4 plus 4. Well, they were going to gain with Euro anyway. So if they didn't gain the 4, they would have gained the 3 and been at 7. With a Mystic Sanctuary here to pick up a Bolt. I would have no board state here. They'd be at 7 if I would have angered. Just kind of trying to remember that. Well, it looks like they're going to put a Bolt on top. Get a whole bunch of mana. Teferi picks up that Bolt. Oh, they bounce an elemental here. Interesting. So they'd be able to bounce and bounce. But I wouldn't have anything in play. So I would have 2 tokens in play. They would be at 7. Drawing the extra anger is really awkward here. Maybe the line was to anger there. Maybe it was. So Scavenger Grounds away the Euro here. I'm a little surprised they didn't fetch there. We've got them at 9. I have a feeling they just have another Euro. Or an Omnath, yep. So they would have been at 7. I would have had no board. 4, and then they replay this Omnath, and now they'd have this. I'm not sure either line would have mattered. They might be at a little less life total right now, but I'd be pretty empty-handed like I am. What's my top deck here? Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and no counterspell from them. And if I miss the counterspell, and they don't develop their board any further, I can have a active Chandra, which could then draw like Rabble Master. Like, I'm asking for a lot. They've got 5 cards. He's okay. I'll just play him to see if they even had the counter. Oh, that's true. They can just ping. All right. We'll go one more turn here, but I think I'm not sure that anger play. It's tough to say, but they had the Omnath a turn later, and they played a Euro in between the 2 turns. And so I sit here and I go, game is no different. Life total would be maybe a little bit different, but I think we've lost. Just need a turn one Blood Moon against this list. My opponent's back up to 17. I have an Anger of the Gods in hand. They have 3 active Planeswalkers and Euro. Back up to 20. I think we're good to move on. And whether they just drew that Omnath or not, they had the extra Omnath. Apparently they had a bunch of Wrenn and 6s that they could have just continuously played. There you have it. Money pile takes us down. Money pile takes us down. It's because I didn't keep the meme hand. I did keep the meme hand, though. Was there a meme hand in that one? I kept the three Simian Spirit Guides and Blood Moon. Not this game. I mean, last game, we're okay. It's hard to keep a 1-lander with just a Chalice. I don't know. Elder Gargaroth is the only card that keeps you from playing Karn. How's the league going so far? We're 1-1. We're 1-1. We took down Grixis Death Shadow, and we've lost to Money Pile. And I will happily call it Money Pile. It is pretty much out of range for me to even rent. Let's play first. Alright, we got a turn 2 Rabble or turn 2 Blood Moon. Let's go. What's up, Stickball? 35 months. We are approaching 3 years of being an affiliate. Thank you so much, Russ. It's going. We're trying to lock people out. And we did well. Match 1, match 2. We did decent as well. Not great, but decent. Don't Thoughtseize. Thank you. I'm the best, thanks. Years and years. It's like forever. But it's only but a blip. It's only but a blip. The real champion of all this, the wife that lets us do this every single day. You know it, everyone. You know it. Alright, Rabble Master, since they stole my Blood Moon here, presumably we'll have a Bolt, a Fatal Push, or some interaction for this. YouTubers, when they watch this, should, like, give shout-outs to Fluffy Wife, and then I'll share them with her. Opponent bolts our Rabble Master, and we'll easily attack with one with the Goblin. What's the record? I answered Frank, and then you showed up after, and now you're asking the record. 1-1. Basic Swamp here. Smart move. My opponent does not disrespect Blood Moon. Oh, they're Jund. Red and 6. You know what's bad against Red and 6? A bunch of little tokens. You know what's good? Lots of tokens. If it goes on YouTube, I'll 100% shout out the wife. Thanks. Also, this is rough. They took my Pia Kiran Alar. Are they Jund Death Shadow? They're taking a lot of damage. I'm going to attack Red and 6 for funsies. I'm pretty confident this is going to go up on YouTube because I'm trying to get a bunch of videos kind of queued up. Because next week with work is going to be rough. How many discard spells? Just 2. Russ, you can't be disappointed in just 2 discard spells. I was going to say, it's usually like 3 Inquisition 3 Thoughtseize or like 4 Inquisition 3 Thoughtseize. Can't be upset. Here. Dark Confidant. Liliana. Yeah, Liliana. Alright, we'll discard this mountain. We don't need this mountain. Who needs a mountain? That's a silly mountain. Alright, I'm going to attack them. We don't need my loss to you on YouTube if you're looking to cut videos. I'll see you tomorrow, Frank. We'll see you tomorrow, Frank. Let's go 1/1 Goblin. Just ignore these Mega Planeswalkers. I think it's tomorrow. It's that or the next day. I'm gonna stop auto-yielding here. I do have an Abrade. Tarmogoyf? Ooh, Scavenging News. Gonna go ahead and shoot this now. No real reason to wait on it. They can eat one thing. They can eat a Rabble Master that's in the yard. And does so. Good old Chalice on 1. Nice and late to the party. I'm going to go ahead and throw a Chalice actually on 2 here. Chalice on 2. I've got 2 more Abrades in the list and then a bunch of Rituals. So this really isn't impacting me too much. It's going to stop Scoozes, Tarmogoyfs, Dark Confidants, Mimetic Channelers, you name it. It's going to stop it. You're going to build Yorion Prison. Go for it. Opponent Fatal pushes my token. Upticking with Liliana here. We're about to see a Liliana ult discarding Chalice and probably lands. Care Keep is a win condition. My opponent puts a fetch land down, doesn't do too much after that. Let's go ahead and Chandra here. Uptick for damage. And go ahead. Oh, Chalice. I see no reason to put a Chalice on 0. They're at 9. We do get rid of this because otherwise they're going to uptick, and if they don't uptick, they're downticking. We're not going to probably be able to play Chandra. They'll probably put 1 land with the Chalice and 3 without. This way, they kind of have to do like Chalice and maybe even just Chandra and lands. We'll see. Which in that case, I would want a bridge off the top, maybe. Tough to say. Opponent decides going up with Liliana 1 more time is a good idea. Seems like a good idea. Verdant Catacombs here. I feel like they should be like using Renin 6 and all just the other direction, but hey, my opponent doesn't do that. Uptick here, Pia Kiran Alar is about the only thing I'd play. We'll pass turn. We're gonna hold the land here because Liliana is going down this next turn. The other thing that they could have done is possibly Emblem with Renin 6 and then use lands with Bolt to shoot this because I don't have a Chalice on 1. But we'll see. I'm expecting Liliana go down. There she goes. Let's see how they want to split them. What's up, Mr. Jangles? Get it done? Trying. A little bit behind good old Jund here. So Chandra's probably dead. Chalice actually protects me for quite some time to help me find new Karn, new Chandra, new Pia Kiran Alar. I know that we've got a Renin 6 here that's going to Emblem. So they have things like Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt. I'm actually tempted to just sacrifice the Chandra here. We could top it deck into a variety of things, and two Chalice on 2 is pretty good. I mean, if I just sacrifice this, I just lose it, right? That's the idea. They just emblem here, and if they even have one bolt, they'll just do it again, probably pretty quickly. Let's keep the chalice. I have a lot more win conditions than just a Chandra. My opponent picks up a land. Inquisitions, it's a dead card here. So they have a land and something else in hand. It means they might have two. Ooh. That's cute. Okay. Let's go ahead and Rabblemaster. Rabblemaster could kill Liliana here. See what that last card is. I kind of like getting rid of the Liliana. There we go. And I will go ahead and play the land. I'm pretty much playing anything out of hand. Love a Seasoned Pyromancer would be an excellent top deck at this point in the game. So we're going to see an emblem here. This does mean they get to keep Wrenn and 6 around. They might have 2 lands in hand, which would mean they could bolt both Rabblemaster and the other Goblin. That would save their Wrenn and 6 as well. But for whatever reason, I'm just not worried about this bolt. Now, I don't have Chalice on 1 here. And I don't see them destroying this Chalice anytime soon. We're really just looking for them to waste the rest of whatever they have in hand here on this Rabblemaster. So there's one bolt, Rabblemaster, ditching Swamp. This is an easy Goblin at the Wrenn and 6 here. That's a dead draw for us. Let's go ahead and see if we can kill Wrenn and 6 here. We have no other actions, unfortunately. Killing Wrenn and 6 would be nice. Alright, they do play the bolt and get rid of Verdant Catacombs. So we're going to have to deal with a bolt every single turn. Could be more, too. So I could use another land in play before I get a Karn. Opponent Inquisitions us. They decide to Inquisition us through the Verdant Catacombs, which is a bit of an interesting line. They're wasting a land here for an Inquisition. My opponent has a Thoughtseize down here. I'm gonna skip. Real quick, one turn here. I'm skipping with the idea that if I can do Karn downtick and also follow it up with a Spyglass, that's a better line than just playing Karn downtick and losing my Spyglass. We know they have one land in hand. This gives them the second one. My opponent could Inquisition. Then they'd have to Thoughtseize to take this, and a Thoughtseize is 2 damage. I could get a Crypt. I'm not interested in this though. I'm interested in the 2 damage that they're about to take because they have to Thoughtseize this away. They won't have Liliana. Inquisition. And now they have to burn 2 lands to get rid of this and take the damage. I've hit a very awkward card now. I could put a cage down now. I mean, we've obviously done this one turn already. They can still pick up lands, but then they couldn't play this stuff. That's true. Chalice is saying no Spyglass. That's fair. That is a fair statement. We would have walked probably right into that. Alright, my opponent bolts Karn here. I'm going to go ahead and go get that cage. Now they can't cast things. Emblem's dead. Now they have a sweet run in 6 here. Decides to bolt me one more time before Cage resolves. And bolt me one more time. So we're at 14. They're going to just pick up lands, but basically whatever off the top versus mine off the top. Love to get some different value with the Seasoned Pyromancer. Maybe an Anger the Gods can be picked up here for me. Verdant Catacombs to hand, or sorry, Bloodstained Mire to hand. We're grinding out with Gent here. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. I'll lose this, so I'm gonna just... Do I want a token or mana? Kind of want mana here. Seasoned Pyromancer, land drop Karn. Seems good to me. Let's just go up this turn and pass. Looking pretty good. Walking Ballista's looking like a nice finisher here. Now they'll need double bolts here to get rid of Karn. Got a nice Seasoned Pyromancer here as well. Chalice on 2 doing everything this game. Picks up another land. It's another Bloodstain, so they have 2 Bloodstains. 3 mana. What do we got? K-Command here. K-Command kill Cage. Do 2 to me, 2 to this. We know they have 2 lands in hand. This would be 2 bolts and they'd be able to kill Karn. If they got rid of this, but then they can't get rid of the Chalice. K-Command opting for Chalice and picking up Scavenging Ooze. Dreadbore's my Karn. I don't have Wormcoil in this list. Bloodstained Mire. Why not K-Command the Cage? No idea. No idea. Land drop. Let's attack them for 2 and that shuts off the Bloodstained Mire. Let the dreams be dreams. He would have had infinite K-Commands? Yeah. Little misstep from our opponent. Little misstep. Killing the Cage here because the Chalice is on 2. They pick up the lands. They have Retrace on the K-Command. So we get a bit lucky there. Scavenging Ooze. They naturally draw that one. Sorry, no, they got that one. Do they have 2? No, they had the 1. Alright, eat something here. They're at 4. Eats a Rabble Master, they're at 5. They have 1 Scavenging Ooze over here to eat, and they have no more over there to eat. Maybe part of the reason to get this off is because they have Abrupt or Assassin's Trophy as well. I used 1 more, whatever. Ram, you're not ruined. Put them back to 3. This is a grindy game. Anger the Gods, huh? Attempt to attack here. Not really losing anything to attacking. I can stop them from using Scavenging Ooze too much here. Go ahead and Anger the Gods here. This does open a window for them to eat, but it is the only window they'll get to open to eat. They'd have to fetch and shock and die. So we get rid of the Scavenging Ooze. We're about to get double Emblem by running 6. Great value. Opponent's at 3. Looking for Pia Kiran, Seasoned Pyromancer. Ooh. I'll take another one of these. I'll take another one of these. Chalice on 2. I'll take that. You're pretty sure they run 2 crypts, not 2 green shocks? Probably. But fetching and shocking is impossible there. They're at 3 life. So we get another Chalice here on 2. I presume they have a K command or something. I would assume they would use this on Cage. By the way, I think my opponent's got like 4 lands now from their Ren and 6. Ooh, this is a good one. Alright, we don't get any tokens, but drawing 2 is super nice here. I'll even take a Blood Moon right now. Interesting combination of cards. I'll go ahead and play the bridge down. I don't get to attack immediately, which may seem odd to some people, but this like furthers the lock that if my opponent does get that K command, we aren't going to be beaten here. There we go. We weren't going to draw anything really for a while. I like this. We can just hold a card or something like that. My opponent was failing to find like another Liliana. Interesting. We do take it the distance to Jund. I really want these Eidolons. At the same time, I really just want to just jam out the list again. So, jam the list. Let's jam the list. Slayer Fall, it's all fine. It's completely fine. There's no issues here. None. None whatsoever. All I heard was jam. Yeah. Yeah. Jams. That's all you need. I love that cat. What's up, Camber? How goes it? Come on and slam. And welcome to the jam. Alright, turn 1 Gemstone, turn 2 Rabble, turn 3 Pia Kiran Alar. Pia Kiran Alar is a good card against them. Sort of tempting. It's sort of tempting being up on the play. Opponent's probably going to have some removal pieces. That's alright. A lot of lands. I'm going to keep. I'm not afraid of Thoughtseize. I'm not afraid of Thoughtseize. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see. Well, at least they won't get a Ren 6 on turn 2 here. Rabble Master's taken from us. Poor Rabble Master. Go ahead, opponent. I got that song stuck in my head. No fear whatsoever. None. Nada. Bridge pass. Not afraid, but why does it hurt? Why does it hurt? What if Foothills goes and gets that basic? So Blood Moon's pretty off the table here. Their pausing here makes me think they have an Abrupt Decay or an Assassin's Trophy. Which is decent for us. Verdant Catacombs, they can finally go get that Blood Crypt. Fetch Shock in order to do it so they have the red. And they'll play Liliana probably. Oh, Jund Colors. Ooh, God of Destiny. Oh, that's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one. Alright, well, we're going to slap down Pia Kiran Alar. Go wide on the board here and see what my opponent's got for us. God of Destiny is either going to ramp my opponent or gain him a little bit of life. Probably worth gaining here. There's 2 cards that they can gain life with. My Rabble Master and the Thoughtseize. In this situation, I would take your Thoughtseize on the off chance that you have a Scavenging Ooze. They know about the Abrade? No, they only know about Pia Kiran. Does this show what I have? No. Ooh. K command, Pia Kiran, and Bridge. It's pretty nasty little combo right there. Burning Catacombs and no follow-up. Let's go ahead and attack here, and then I'm going to try to slap down a Blood Moon. This will stop them from Lily. It stops me from Ruins, but Ruins is not a problem. Or not a card I care about using here either. This would be where they should go get their basic swamp. Looks like they are. This will mess up some of the green mana in the future in case they do get Scavenging Ooze. We got a long road here ahead of us, though. They're going to be stealing some of the life totals and gaining. This card's definitely very difficult for us to deal with. We don't really have much of an interaction piece with it. We can Tormod's Crypt our graveyards. We'll try to keep the graveyards relatively clean, but we try to ritual and get things out, and they have interaction. So this is definitely a solid card. Bloodbraid Elf. Ooh, and this is a solid card too. Tarmogoyf. Alright, we can easily kill Bloodbraid here. I need probably at this point another bridge. Tarmogoyf could kill me pretty quickly. Go ahead. What's up, Uncle DB? How goes it? Gain and Drain 2, 14-14 all. They're going to be able to attack with Tarmogoyf, which puts us to 10. We can start to defend with our Thopters. This one's getting away from us, though. Get Scavenging Grounds. I have Blood Moons out. Alright. 10-14. Bridge? Oh, awkward. Awkward. I'm just going to pass turn here. I do now need to defend. We have exactly Bloodbraid and Pia Kiran. We still have game 3 to throw the 4-1. Thanks for the support. Appreciate that. Bolt. 5. Block. So I need a top deck bridge into top deck Tormod's Crypt on their graveyard. They're going after their own graveyard here, making green. So they can use Scavenging Ooze to eat this. Oh no, red. Uh-oh. This can't be good. Take command, deal 2, kill a Thopter, eat Pia Kiran Alar. What's up, Chidoni Idio? Alright, I see what they did here, but to me, for me, I wouldn't even worry about the Bloodbraid Elf. I'd throw 2 up here and destroy this artifact. Puts me to 5. I have to block one of these. I'm blocking Tarmogoyf. They eat with Scoos this, and then this is lethal. But they've given me kind of like, not one more turn, but I think they have lethal better presented here next turn than what they just did. So I'd be at 5. This eat would put me to 2. And then they'd have me. But they've given me sort of one turn. Bridge into like Relic or something. It's really slim. And we don't have Relic, but gotta play to win, right? Alright, let's go. Is this the traditional prison list? Very close. We're kind of bringing it back to more traditional. Chocolate milkshake from McGee's. Ooh. Ooh. Shy Town Yeto. I'm gonna mulligan this. One lander's not good. This is intriguing. This is intriguing. I'd love to keep Rabblemaster, but we could actually ditch Rabblemaster and have a Thoughtseize Inquisition-proof hand. Let's keep. Feels good to have the pairs all the way through the list. Play to win. What does that mean? It means doing a little bit of math. We're going to have a fetch and a basic swamp to deal with. That is the worst draw. Alright, Blood Moon. Make it work. Ooh. What are you doing over there? Basic swamp. Cool. Alright. They might have the basic forest already in hand. No math in chat, not allowed. Raging Ravine here. I will try to get this extra Blood Moon down. Ooh, getting the bridge down first might be more important. I'm gonna play a bridge here. Theory behind doing this is so that I don't get this one Thoughtseized or Inquisitioned. My next turn, even if I miss my land drop, will probably be the Blood Moon, unless it's Seasoned Pyromancer or Rabblemaster. This way I have 2 redundant Blood Moons. I'm gonna go against what I said. Hold on to Chandra. Chandra next turn when I draw a land looks good. Opponent does not have that green mana. Just move these along. Chandra is what I want to do. If this was not the Gemstone Caverns, we'd be in great shape. We just need to dodge green. Alright, that'll do, that'll do. If we get bolted a few times, it's going to be rough, but let's start doing damage. Damage away. Chandra online. Burning Catacombs for our opponents. Up for damage, pass turn. Skipping over Karn. I suppose it's maybe smarter and better to play a Blood Moon here. They find their extra swamp. Ooh, this is a good card. This is a good card. Seasoned Pyromancer, make 4 power on the board. There you go. Jun taken down. We had a redundant Thoughtseize proof hand to start the hands with. And we got there after a little bit of Blood Mooning. No throws here, KC. No throws. I don't see a Verdant Catacombs for the opponent. I see a mountain. It's a Verdant Mountain Combs. Or a Maudant Catacombs. Look at the list. There is no list. There is no list. Yorian Prison. Oh boy. I've got it up. I put it elsewhere. Hey, this is that meme hand you told me to keep. This is that meme hand. I can't keep this. I have 3 Karns. That is an awful hand. Always keep, never surrender. I can mulligan this. This is a lot better. We'll keep, get rid of a braid. Alright, Aether Vial. Rabblemaster looks like the worst card here. Know the battle you need to fight. That sounds like some serious advice. Wow, if I would have kept the Abrade, now we look really good. But hey, I found Karn. Karn's basically Braid 2.0. An Aether Vial, Giver of Runes. Probably should have kept the Abrade. A lot of spot removal out there. Pia, Kiran, and Alar looking pretty, you know, pretty cool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maul. This will be fine. We'll be good. Don't worry about it, everyone. Nice top deck. Maul, huh? Alright. We're going to do Season Pyromancer. We're going to get rid of Rabble Master and Blood Moon here. Theory is I need to hit my 4th land drop more than trying to kill just the Giver runes with Anger the Gods here. I don't particularly care if they go ahead and put them all down because I have Karn. I'm going to go get 2 things. Specifically, I need to go get Bridge and Torp Orb. My opponent picks up another Stoneforge Mystic here and Batterskull. Nothing I could do to really prevent that. So first thing here with this Karn is going to have to be a Bridge. But we can probably do this with a Pia Kiran Alar to try to defend our Karn on the second down tick and get that Torp Orb. We'll have 5 mana in order to do that. Guaranteed. I like our chances of this game, even though it looks like we're a bit behind. I do like the chances here. Archon's a little annoying. Interesting turn that they don't do anything. I wonder what the Giver saves. One, two, three, 1, 2 in Anger. Throw something at Giver. See what happens. Karn down tick, go get Bridge. Not defending it. So, Archon made this a little bit awkward because the intention here was to go and play Pia Kiran Alar. And then after playing Pia Kiran Alar, being able to do Karn, and then I'm going to be able to do 2 things at once. I think I still have to play towards sort of doing, not necessarily 2 things at once, but doing Karn and getting the 2 things I need. This is a Death and Taxes list, yes. Pia Kiran also gives us a whole bunch of chump blockers here. A whole bunch of chump blockers are feeling nice to have. Alright, Stoneforge probably puts Batterskull. Ooh, Sword of Fire and Ice. That's not an artifact that they initially had there. It's a pretty good one, but now I have Thopters to defend so they don't draw cards. So we hook this up to the Archon here. We know it's Maul Batterskull here. And I can't put one of these in this turn. I wonder if I don't block here. I'm going to go with a no block, hope they don't shoot a Thopter. I'm hoping they shoot Pia Kiran. Make this look like I want to do an activation of Pia Kiran to kill Giver. So I want this to do this and kill Pia Kiran, then I can Karn down tick and I can double block. Karn down tick initially will be Bridge, following by a Torp Orb. That should lock the game out at that point. And I have plenty of life total to mess with a couple turns here. I see very little reason where they wouldn't either just shoot me or shoot a Thopter. I guarantee you they would hit Pia Kiran Alar because that's the threat to their Giver. Karn uptick on Sword. We could also consider doing that. Let's see where this happens. But yes, the Karn uptick on the Sword does get to be an interesting turn. Alright, they do kill the Pia Kiran. Gotta love Dredge not even making it to game 1 because it tilts the opponent. Alright, them waiting here is going to be a Batterskull in the play. We have plenty of blockers here. Alright, I don't care about Blood Moon. Karn uptick on the Sword and then Anger the Gods. Can't do that. I mean, like, I can the next turn, I suppose, is what you're kind of hinting at. So I think we have to follow our line here. Let's play Karn. Pass turn. Picking up a bridge. Everything everyone's saying is correct. We have a Giver of Ruins that can save something. And we have a Maul as well, which can, in theory, they just flash in the Maul to protect this. They do Giver to protect the sword. If they wanted to. With Karn out, maybe they don't do that. Maybe they just protect a Stoneforge. Like here, this is Batterskull. Oh, Maul. Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't put Batterskull in so you have an extra attacker. Maybe they have a path. Hooks it onto the Archon. Alright. I wouldn't have done that either. They're protecting the Archon like crazy. But sure. We are going to try to stickball. So there's an apparition to get rid of the Karn. We were going to go get Torp Orb second, but I do need a bridge at some point there, so. Gives this protection from colorless now. Alright, that works. There goes sword. This is 4 damage in the air. Can't do anything about it. Can't do anything about it. Chalice. So I can play one thing here. Can't quite get the Chalice out of hand. But if I play Bridge, I could Simian Spirit Guide so this doesn't attack me. So Flicker Wisp or Restoration Angel is kind of a problem. In this stage of where I am right now, this is an LTB. I could kill most of what's here, but I don't get the bridge down. If I do this, then my opponent has a 4-5 and a 4-4 and attaches to 6, 10, 12, and that's lethal. So if I do anything short of the bridge, I lose. So, bridge it is. They don't know about the Simian Spirit Guide, so they kind of look at what we're doing here and go, ah, that's fine. No problem here. Just going to pass turn. We're going to use Seasoned Pyromancer to do some blocking here, probably. Brings in Batterskull. We have one unknown card. We get a 4-4 for killing this Skyclave. We'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, this is flying as well. Flying and then this. So I guess we wouldn't quite be lethal if they chose to not equip Batterskull over here and kill us. It would be based on their choices. Alright, they hook up Skyclave here. So we have a 4-4, 4-4, and 4-4. When we go into combat, we're going to go ahead and ditch the Simian Spirit Guide. They can't attack with any of this on the right. Dodged. Dodged. Here we're going to block. And I kind of want to double block, but I think these are important. Let's do it this way. Maybe they'll use Giver. I doubt it, though. Cool. Alright, all that happened. Leon and Arbiter. Interesting. Okay. We got a Rabble Master. Can't quite put this to 3 yet. I think I'm just going to slap down a Blood Moon and pass turn. That way I can F6 and feel good about it. At this point in the game, I want a land or a Karn. Land would give me the Chalice on 3, which would stop a Flicker Wisp and a new Skyclave. Opponent's got 1 card in hand and taking the draw here. Aether Vial goes to 5. There's a Flicker Wisp. So Flickering Skyclave here. Oh, they flickered the bridge. Oh. I think I'm okay here. I think I'm actually a lot better than I thought I was going to be. Okay, I take 0 damage. We'll get our bridge back. Unless they've got something to eat it while it's in exile, right? They can't, because they can only play one thing a turn. So our bridge comes back to us. Land drop? This kills a giver. Let's go ahead and slap down a new bridge. Go ahead, opponent. I don't think the Aether Vial in 5 is that scary, and they're only able to play one thing a turn, so 2 bridges. 2 bridges is okay. I'm surprised they didn't flicker the Skyclave. There's a Thalia. That's not a problem. 3 attack is a little bit of a problem. So we do need a land at some point. They do attack with the Giver here, so Anger the Gods is now free to kill the stuff that's too small. You already played Thalia. Please stop. Oh, okay. Swords over here. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess just Anger the Gods. Now I get a Skyclave little thing. It's a 4/4, but it's blue, and they have protection from blue. And from red. I need a land right here. If I don't get a land, the Giver comes through again and kills me. Stoneforge. Picks up another Maw? I don't know. I can't throw out the Chalice on 0. Archon's here. It's a 5/6 here. Now they have a 2/3 here. They bounce a land over, and this stops them for a turn, not having the ability to do anything here. This is a 2/3 flyer, though. I'm surprised they didn't hit me with a Giver. And they skipped this because, I don't know, they should have attacked for 2 now. Alright, we're in a bit of a pickle still with what we've got going on because they're going to play thing. No. This is the each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Non-basic lands enter sideways. So here, I guess my best route of action. I could put a Chalice down, right? If I put a Chalice down, I could, what, Pyretic on their turn? I don't want to do that. I want to put a Chalice on 3. They're out. Aether Vial has 7 counters on it for some reason. They didn't attack with Archon last turn. I'm just going to assume they think something's like flying there or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Oh, Thalia's not there. Whatever. Land. So they've got an Archon that they need to just attack with. Chalice on 2? No, I want a Chalice on 3. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Didn't see that line. I didn't see that line. There's our land. All right. All good. All good. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. So, kind of like most of this, Rabble Master's out here, and we can probably pull 1 Chalice out. Bringing Cosmic Spyglass and Torpor. We can make tokens with a Pyro. Yeah, but everything had flying there. Alright, let's play first. We can keep this. Alright. We will look to put a Chalice on 1, possibly. Anger the Gods to board wipe. We do want to torpor or bridge sooner than later. We do have that Spyglass somewhere in here. There we go. Chalice down. Go ahead, opponent. Chalice on 3 is our next line, and then having a way to get rid of this Aether Vial. Not that I want to play the Chalice on 3 immediately, because I've got to get a few of my other things down. Desperate Rituals are a bit awkward with Athalia. We'll see if they bring in a Giver here off of the Aether Vial on 1. Looks like they're going to. They do. Okay. Nothing dangerous here just yet. Pretty typical things. A little unyield here in case they play Leonin Arbiter. Attacks for 2. No surprise, no surprise. Floats 1 mana, reconsiders due to Chalice on 1. My turn. Alright. I think I'm just going to go ahead and burn the Anger of the Gods here. I have an extra land. They're going to protect 1, get rid of their Giver. Chalice is already at 2, so I won't be worried about another Giver. So future spells are a little more potent. We have a Leonin Arbiter, so they can use Field, and I don't get to search. Neither do they. Aether Vial up to 3. Sunbaked Canyon. Can put 2/3 drops in if they want to. Attacks for 4, and we're down to 14. Alright. The Blood Moon. Let's go ahead and Ritual. Let's Ritual again. Yeah. Little worried about what's going to happen. We've leaned heavily on the Chalice and the Angers. My opponent's got an active Aether Vial here. Skyclave's away the Blood Moon here. They can do a redraw if they would like. They probably should, since they've got 2 mana and 3. This time they're maintaining the Aether Vial on 3, so I think that last game they had had misclicked. 6 damage in, we go to 12. Or, sorry, 8. From way up yonder. Need a bridge. Hidden a braid. Okay. We will pass, wait for Aether Vial activation here before trying to kill Skyclave. This will give us a 3/3. That's blue. Opponent does nothing. Very defensive. Alright, well, I will attempt to abrade Skyclave here. If they don't have Flicker Wisp. Alright. You'd have another creature. You'd have another creature, opponent. Alright, so they can Field to ruin me and we have 0 outs here. Well, I take that back. A Seasoned Pyromancer gives me 1 more turn. Gives me 1 more turn if I find Seasoned Pyromancer. We should have mulliganed that opening hand. That's what we should have done. 2/2. Our opponent played very strange there. I don't know why they just don't Flicker there and then steal my Chalice, but... I guess that's right, Varus Address. I think they would just want the extra Skyclave coming down later, though. Maybe I'm just weird like that. Like, they lose one of their creatures, but then they get the Skyclave to come back and get rid of the Chalice. They tried to play something on 1 earlier, and I would think they'd want to try to maybe play that. That'd be my guess. Yeah, goalie, that was it. Yeah, where I would send the thank yous. Yeah, I'll probably get those out. Probably be right after Thanksgiving. I've got them all organized. They're actually now organized behind me. These are all the organized ones and everything. So I did all that this morning. All right, Bobble here, Polluted Delta. Basic Swamp. Inquisition. All right. One Season Pyromancer gone. Does another Bobble, so they'll be drawing 2 back up to 5, and then their draw step will put them to 6. It was a successful charity this year. I'm going to go a little greedy here, put Season Pyromancer into play. I'm going to get rid of Chandra. And Pia Kiran. No, just Chandra. And the land. Alright, so they won't know 1 card, or they won't know 2, sorry, because of the 2 draw. And they know Pia Kiran is coming soon. I'm not going to put Chalice on 0, even though it would stop Luris. I want to try to get a Chalice on 1, I think. Yeah. I don't want to stop Bobble. I want to stop, like, Seal of Fire, Death Shadow, Monastery Swiftspear, things like that. Let's go Combat. Now I'm feeling like I just throw out Pia Kiran and make them wonder what the last card is. We're like kind of really far ahead by having a board like this. They have a Luris Companion, and my opponent did nothing that last turn. There's no way they have an Anger. There's a Death Shadow, alright. I don't think I'm punished here for doing what I've done, though. Alright, here we're going to throw out for 2. We're going to stop Temur Battle Rage and Skyclaves in the future. I'm going to attack with 1 Thopter here. Am I? Maybe I won't. They have a Dismember they're using here. Apostle's Blessing. Interesting. Having to use this now because of Chalice. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and attack with 2 Thopters here. Go ahead. We have lethal if they attack us in any fashion. I could attempt to kill the Shadows, but knowing that they had not done anything, it's likely they have, like, Street Wraiths, Dismembers. Didn't expect Apostle's Blessings. Sometimes with Luris matchups, they have a lot of prowess creatures, and sometimes they have mutagenic growth. So, not a whole lot I wanted to do. My opponent draws. Right now, 2 is the most dangerous because they have Death Shadows and Temur Battle Rage. Game 3, match 1. Earlier this night, we ran into kind of a similar situation where it didn't matter if I double blocked something, I was going to lose to a Temur Battle Rage, and my opponent had it. So, not putting this on 1 for a while and not stopping some Death Shadows, this feels like the next best solution. Perfect example here, I can chump block 1 of these and then I have lethal crackback. They'll have to have like another Death Shadow. So singleton block here. They need like a bolt as well. We'll see what they have. They do have a singleton Death Shadow. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we'll just wait here with you, opponent. We'll wait. I could have attacked there, and probably the right thing, but I got so excited that I saw a bridge. Thanks, Lost God. Opponent plays a blood crypt. We're putting Luris into hands, Luris to hand. Can't be good for them. Let's go ahead and attack for a little bit here. Just gonna pass the turn. I feel like I could use Pia, Kiran Alar to throw like a bridge. I don't need to slam the Karn down here. I mean, they've got 7/7s. We can just take it easy with the Thopters. Alright. We, last time we ran into this, we just hit the submit button. So, in spirit of keeping consistency, we'll hit the submit button. Nice, Casey. I'm kind of torn, though, Casey. I'm glad you won. But you're playing Dredge. We're not happy about that. Not happy. Nope. No. What can I say? I hate my opponent. Oh. Alright. My opponent will be playing first. Luris Death Shadow. It's a Rakdos, probably prowess build as well. We have a turn 1 Rabble Master or turn 1 Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm gonna keep it for a bit of science. I should have a little creature that's holding a little beaker for science. I say it enough, right? That should be our next emote. Alright, there's the Swift Spear that we talked about. Bobble. Cracks Bobble. They target me just to see what's on top. In for 2. We draw a. Well, that kind of beats the other things I could be doing. We'll throw a Chalice on 1. My opponent will have brought in some artifact disruption and removal, but here this is looking pretty nice to just have this. It will stop them from thought seizing, inquisitioning our hand here. They could have Skyclave, which is just something I'll have to deal with. They have a Croxa. Nice. Nice. Alright, we'll get rid of a Desperate Ritual. Not really a bad card to get rid of. When it attacks us for a little bit. Bloodmoon would stop future Crocs. It also stops future Luris for the most part. Let's do that. I know we're being super passive here, but the more we restrict what they can do, the more likely we are to win this game. We're just a little bit more powerful when we get into this kind of state. My opponent's only hitting us for like a point every turn. They're stuck on 2 lands, kept a Golgari Thugs, and kept blocking them. Oof. Three, it puts Luris into hand. We'll Rabble Master, even though I'd love to anger the gods. In for a little bit of damage. This should set them back. And if they do play Luris, what we're going to end up doing is angering the gods and then Seasoned Pyromancer. They're going to be looking for their next swamp in order to get Croxa in the future. They'll want to be using Bobble to draw a lot. There's a Bloodstained Miner, so Bloodmoon doing what it needs to. It's interesting because this matchup can come down to just an okay timed Bloodmoon. It's not something you have to rush out. It's just interesting how this works. Ooh, Kozlik return. Well then. That's interesting. They killed my stuff for me. You put ARN mountains? What's the ARN set? I really hate the idea of this lure showing up later. I'm going to anger now, bridge, then season pyromancer. We're just going to go down the chain here. Ah, Arabian Nights. Swift Sphere's gone. My opponent can stop hurting me. Polluted Delta. They still have not found their next card, though. Let's Rabble Master instead here. It should be safe. It's a quick clock. Opponent's not playing Skyclaves. Can't play Death Shadows. Faster we kill them, the less likely they are to draw an out. Bobble. Redraw. Redraw. Does a redraw, and that'll be their turn. Probably worth the Season Pyromancer this next turn. It's super tempting to try to get Chalice on 2, but my opponent's at 9. We're going to go the super aggressive line. Make 2 more tokens here. Hit our land drop. Got that Rabble Master. Even if they found that swamp, even if they had something to block, wasn't going to happen. 3-2, taken down Death Shadow properly there. A prowess version. Prison, locking them out. Against the taxes list, we probably misplayed a little bit and didn't correctly line up with their artifacts and their equipments hopping around. So I think I could have taken that one. The only matchup we really had problems with was the Europile matchup. And even then, we were able to get them pretty low. But some of the Omnath and Euro pieces just gaining them too much life was just a bit too much for us. Overall, Red Prison's doing what it needs to. Pia Kiran Alar is starting to be even more useful. I'm liking it because it doesn't get hit by Force of Negation and other like negate type of things against control. And then Chandra's honestly just not, I hate to say it, not always doing enough. Karn does quite a bit, and so I like having heavier on the Karns. I don't think I can quite cut her because getting her down early definitely is game breaking. But Pia Kiran Alara with all this kind of spot removal, not board wipes, is doing what it needs to. Yeah, we lost to Money Pile and Taxes KC. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good list. I think if we continue to run this one, we'll stop making a couple weird mistakes, and we could steal a 5-0 with this one. That we could. Red Prism.